Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Infinity Moonchild and I'm here to help you tune in to spirit and tune up your vibration. Hello. Okay, this is my very first YouTube video and I'm super excited. I felt like this is the perfect day to do this leading up to the full moon for July 3rd. Today's the 2nd, so we're leading right in. We're feeling the energy of the full moon. This is a super moon and this is the first of 4 super moons this year. And do I consider myself, astrologist or anything like that? No. But I do know that the energy of the moon, we are affected by it. We are made up of mostly water, and we already know how the waters ebb and flow with the energy and the light of the moon. So this moon is considered by the farmers the buck moon, and also considered a moon in Capricorn. And it's also that time when it's the time when the buck, when their antlers are at their fullest at this moment in time. So when I think of that, I think about fully expanded version of that buck or of that self within us. We're tuning into that. We're tuning in. We're going deeper right now. And this moon reflects that. So it's also with Capricorn. Capricorn focuses in on it's success oriented. So it's like, what have you been putting your energy into? What are you working hard to create? Me personally, I've been focused on how am I going to start this YouTube channel? And so tuning into the energy of the full moon feels like the best time. Feels the best time to start this channel. I just want to tell you briefly that I know that a lot of people are going through an awakening, a deeper dive in their conscious energy, and having spiritual awakenings all over the place. 2020 was an interesting time, I'll say that. I personally experienced a spiritual awakening in 2011, and through this time I have been really trying to navigate through it. And I want to be a light to those that are looking for guidance, to share some of the experiences that I went through going through this awakening, and that I still am doing and becoming the highest expanded version of myself. So that's why it was important to me to start this channel, to really be there as a guide. I would have loved to have had a guide, some guidance, and I had books and meditation and a lot of inner work that I was leaning on to get through that time. So you're in good hands, my loves. Okay. So today I want to talk about 5 things that may come up during this full moon. And just to let you know, full moons really, when I think of it, when I started to really tune into the moon, I've always been drawn to the moon, to the light of the moon, to the energy of it. I have spent time in shamanic studies and became an energy practitioner. And when we tune into the moon, we talk to her as grandmother moon. And when I think of that, I think of my own grandmothers and the light that they shined in my life. guiding me and tuning me in to what's possible, always encouraging me, always shining light on the best parts of me, and also shining lights on the shadowy stuff that I needed to also look into and look at. So when I think of that, I always, that's a part of the name that I feel Spirit, my soul brought to me. Infinity, tuning into the infinite that is within me, that is within all of us. But it's a reminder of that, so I call myself Infinity. And Moonchild, tuning in to the energy of the moon, to the light within the darkness, knowing that there is the yin and the yang, there is the light and there's the dark, and choosing the light within the darkness when it gets heavy, when it gets when it seems too much at times. The light of the moon and the stars always remind me that it's okay. that you can make it through, that the darkness doesn't have to be so dark, that you can find that light within you and choose that higher vibration. Now, it's taken me some time during this time of my expansion and becoming to get to this point. But I'm still learning. I'm still going through that, but it's a good reminder. It's a really great reminder to me when I look up and I see that moon and see that light, that I am reminded of the light within me. I am reminded that we are all source energy within. So let me get into the full moon. Okay, full moon energy. You may have heard about people having full moon rituals. A lot of it is about letting go and releasing what no longer serves you in your life. And, are there thoughts in your head? Do you have thoughts in your head that you need to let go of? Are there thoughts that are keeping you down, keeping you in a space of disempowerment, in shame and guilt? The full moon is a great time to tune in and to let go of those things which no longer serve. Maybe energy of unforgiveness, or also tuning into self-love rituals with the full moon, using water, taking a bath, cleansing, speaking into the waters, speaking in your intentions of what you desire, what you want to manifest on this new moon for your life. So let's tune into the 5 things that can come up during this full moon. Number 1, you may be feeling a strong urge to get clear on how you want to show up in the world, in your relationships, in your career, in your life's purpose. Maybe you're feeling a strong urge to step into a new way of being, into a purposeful existence in life. So, for example, this YouTube channel for me, this is me stepping into and showing up in a way that I know that I've been nudged and called to do for a very long time. And it's this full moon energy I am choosing to to connect to step into the expanded version of me. choosing to use and be a light to those looking for answers, or just someone that they feel may understand how you're feeling right now in this, during this time, during a time of awakening. I have been getting a nudge for a long time. I mean, for waking up at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, downloads coming, wanting to write a book, songs coming through, lots of that energy. And for a long time, I was writing it down and knowing that I needed to step into that purpose, that purposeful life, the life that I feel I was meant to have here. And I kind of pushed it away. And there were feelings of anxiety and fear. And how do I do this? What do I say? Is anyone even going to want to hear what I have to say? And so it meant a lot to me. It means a lot to me to actually be stepping into that here right now during this full moon energy. Okay, number 2. Energy of change around relationships to others. Now this is a good one. This is one that it feels like there are cycles of it, just like the moon, different phases of relationships. As we expand, as we grow, there may be relationships that no longer serve, that don't quite fit anymore. Kind of like a jacket that just is a little snug and just doesn't quite fit anymore. So it's important, I believe, to get clear about what it is you need in relationships, who you're in relationships with. And this is all relationships with your children. I'm a mom. I have 3 kids, and my relationships with my children, I have individual relationships with all 3 of them. And there are times where I can get caught up in the mom energy to where I am not actually, I'm feeling empty. I'm feeling, I always like to call it the lunch lady. I feel like, okay, what do you want to eat? What do you want? Do this. You got to get you have to go take a bath. You have to do your homework. You have to do this. You have to do that. And get into that mode where it feels like the relationship isn't really feeling fulfilling to me, that I am taking care of these humans and not taking the time that I need for me. So, changing up that energy, instead of feeling like worn out or taken advantage of, or feeling like they are, oh, mommy, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. Changing the energy of that relationship, seeing it differently, but also setting boundaries for myself and knowing when I need to stop and take a break and go for a walk. When I need to go and take a bath and cleanse and release any energy that of feeling like I don't have any more to give, feeling drained. So you may feel this energy around this time, like a change in relationships. You may feel as though relationships are expanding, an expanded version of relationships in your life. I know that in 2020, my father transitioned, and that was a really tough time. And he wasn't well for a while there, and it almost seemed like it was something that you knew was coming, yet you still had that hope in your heart for a different outcome, for a miracle. But anyway, that transition did happen, and it took me on a deeper dive with my spirit. And it changed relationships for me. Relationships to certain people weren't important anymore, but also other relationships became very important to me, and I wanted to actually change that energy. So the energy and the relationship with my mother has changed in a tremendous way, I feel, for the better. Now, I've always been a self-proclaimed daddy's girl, but the energy of being here with my mother has tuned us in and created a stronger bond. And so with this full moon, I am tuning into a more expanded and even more loving relationship with my mother. She just celebrated her 70th birthday. So that relationship, I am looking to expand even further and to have her around for a long time. So, okay, let's get to number 3. Number 3, a desire to tune into a higher vibration. Now, you may be feeling this way during this full moon. You may have been feeling this way for a while, but the feelings of it are heightened during this energy. For me, when I think of a higher vibration, I think of, what am I consuming? What foods am I consuming? Am I consuming foods that are lighter, that are created literally from light? So, in consuming more fruits, more vegetables, and lightening up, juicing, spending time in the sun, and just expanding and spending more time in a higher vibe space, in a higher vibe state. Also, what are you consuming as far as social media, on television, conversations that you're having with people? Are they low vibe? Is it a lot of gossip? Is it a lot of you know what I'm talking about? A lot of concern about other people. And you're taking in that energy, and that's heavy, stagnant energy. So a higher vibe, a higher expanded space would be consuming more. Well, I'll give you an example of what I've been doing. I've been spending a lot more time in meditation and spending a lot of time outside, tuning in to the vibration of the earth. When I'm outside around the trees and in nature, I feel so much lighter. Grounding, earthing, and we'll talk about that in videos to come. But really having my bare feet on the ground. And with this time of year, with it being the summer, it's more opportunity to be outside, to get your feet in that grass and allow that heavy, stagnant energy to leave your body and to release it down to the earth. Ground into her, ground into Mother Earth, and allow that lightening up, that higher vibration to penetrate. And I know that sometimes it's hard to tap into the higher vibration. Sometimes you're just unconsciously scrolling through your phone and consuming doom and gloom, or checking out other people's feeds, and they're doing this summer and they're doing that this summer, and what am I doing? If you feel like you are consuming that and it's bringing you down, you're consuming energy that is heavy. So tune in, be consciously aware of the stuff you're tuning into. Okay. What do we do? Number 3? Okay, number 4. More opportunities for grounding and reflection. So here, this goes back to similar to number 3, but in this energy of the full moon, you may find yourself really taking more opportunities to ground into the earth, and to reflect on your life. So, for instance, when I think about reflecting on what's good, what's going on in my life, what are things that I could do without, what are things that I've been hanging on to that don't reflect the energy of where I am right now in my life. And this goes back into letting go in this time. So more opportunities to ground, more opportunities with the summer months here amongst us. There are more opportunities to be outside, to get into the water, to really experience our planet at its in its fullest light, and feeling the energy of the sun. So taking those opportunities to ground and reflect on life. Also in stillness, in meditation, spending that time reflecting on and journaling. I would say I have spent a lot of times recently, and especially in this energy right now, waking up and just having downloads come in like crazy. And it's like, I got to get this stuff out, or it's just swirling around in my head. So it's a perfect time, right when you wake up in the morning, to just take a deep breath, reflect, connect, allow, tune in, and ground. I call it my wake and thank. I used to really be about waking and baking, and that was cool too. I have no problem with that. But I have set aside the cannabis and spent a little more time in a space of gratitude. So I like to call it wake and thank. And that's my time of reflection, reflecting on my life, reflecting on the health that I have. And in a time where people are in a space of dis-ease and not feeling good with their bodies, with their lives, with their relationships, in their careers, in their country, in the state of the world. It's so important to spend that time to just ground and reflect, appreciate, and thank. Okay. Number five. Ooh, you hear my stomach growling? It's time to eat. Okay. Number 5, I have my notes down here in case you see me looking down. Opportunity to release and let go of things that no longer serve and make room for new upgrades. What is it that you need to let go of? For me, I have been lately in this energy really letting go of heaviness. And this goes back to other things, but things that create a heaviness in me, and tuning into a more expanded and upgraded version of me. So So opportunities to let go of what no longer serves. So, okay, lately I have been connecting with my mother, and in my own my home that I grew up in, we came back. Okay, there's so much, so I have so much to share on this YouTube channel, and I will in future videos and explain my journey. But in 2020, I told you, my father transitioned. After that, myself, my partner, and our 3 kids, we got in an RV. We got a little 20-foot travel trailer, pulled it behind the car, our SUV, and traveled. We let go. We let go of the being in one place. We let go of the idea of what home was. Our home was a camper, a 21-foot camper. And we tuned into the upgrades of the land, of the earth. We went to the places that our soul wanted to see, and we traveled for 2 years in a 21-foot travel trailer with 3 kids. So, to 3 young kids too. So, but it was an opportunity for upgrades that we would have never received or have gotten had we not let go of life as we knew it then. It was a perfect time for me. I needed an upgrade in my spirit. I was dealing with grief from losing my father in this physical reality. And I also received an upgrade in regards to my father, and received spiritual energy stronger than ever, a spirit guide that my father is to me now. I tune in with him. I realize it, and I always did, but it's even more obvious that there is no death. There is a physical death of our flesh, but our spirits live on. So I got to have an upgraded relationship with my father during a time where I was grieving and letting go of my physical relationship, my 3D relationship of having my dad here. Now, believe me, I would love to hold him and hug him and spend that time with my dad again. But I also know that the gift in that loss was the upgraded spiritual connection I have with my dad. So it's okay to tune in to the opportunities that are here for us to manifest upgrades and new relationships in our lives. So these are 5 things that you may be experiencing or may become part of your truth right now during this full moon and beyond. So I would love to just encourage you to really sit down, spend some time reflecting, and use this beautiful, powerful supermoon energy to manifest the things that you desire in your life. I personally am going to have a nice fire tonight. Maybe take some old, write out some things that no longer serve me anymore. Write it out and leave it in the fire. And allow the fire to release that, and to release that energy energetically from my life, energetically from my heart space, and give it to the fire. And then also have a nice beautiful bath or shower and tune into the energy, the ebbs and flows of the moon, and focusing and the things that I do want to manifest. Like continuing on and having a fantastic YouTube channel and being here to influence and to guide and to send love to everyone. So with that being said, thank you again. Thank you for tuning in to the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And I will see you next time where we tune in and turn up our vibration. Bye.